but he made it.
Some of the fans staying underneath the shelter of the press box up above. Let's take a look at today's Dodge Save of the Race moment.
Right after a restart, you see Mike Skinner get squeezed a little bit by Ricky Carmichael. They made a little contact. Skinner gets way, way sideways.
Johnny Benson was sitting there watching thinking, where's this going to end up?
Johnny Benson was saying, I'm glad that's Mike Skinner.
That's exactly right. You don't see one out of that much out of shape and wind up everybody going in the right direction.
Well, that was today's Dodge Save of the Race moment. Mike Skinner with an amazing save on the restart in 1 and 2.
I'm telling you, the sun is all over the racetrack right now.
I agree with the 20% chance of rain now.
Yeah.
Because there's just a really small percent that came by here of that storm.
Yeah.
We got about 20%.
Well, I mean, you get 24 hours in a day, and 20% of that is what, over 4.5 hours.
Phil,
and I don't think we're going to get 4.5 hours of rain.
You're confusing our viewers. We're getting too mathematical in this broadcast.
I'm confusing myself.
The lightning has really been amazing, too, that has passed through the area, and that's, again, one of the biggest reasons why our camera operators and a lot of people that were up on top of the press box were taken off of that. Let's go back down to pit road and Adam Alexander.
And Johnny Sauter led a number of laps in this race today, being scored third under the red flag. Assess your situation as we sit and wait.
Disappointed, I think a little bit myself. Just didn't get going there in that restart. I just been so loose on the restart all day long, and I couldn't get through there wide open. And but we got a really fast in-country television curb record Chevy on the long run. I hope we get back to green. It looks like we will. Obviously, the sun's out now, so I think we got something for him. We're a long-run truck, and when we were out there leading, I was just riding and biding my time. So hopefully we make the right call here on pit strategy, and just super proud of all the guys at ThorSport helped build this truck. And we just got to get back to green and have a shot at them.
You talk about strategy. We practiced yesterday under the clouds. A lot of sunshine in the early part of this race. Now the rain, going to be a green racetrack when we get to race again. So your reaction to what that means to your truck and the track?
You know, it just depends. I mean, obviously the sun's out now, so but like you said, the racetrack's green. So we'll probably just be free like we were and come in on a long run. I mean, this thing is so fast on a long run. I'm just so proud of where we came from Nashville and all that. This is the same truck, and you wouldn't even known we were in the race at Nashville. We were so bad. So we just keep working on it and working on our stuff. We got off track a little bit there. So, you know, all I know is we're going to go back to green, and that's a good thing.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you.
Adam, down on my end, the sunshine has come out. I'm hanging out with Ken Schrader here. You started in the back a little bit earlier today, but been working your way up through. Tell me about your audition today for KHI.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. You know, you're driving a points leading truck and auditioning, trying to get some more rides. But it's been fun. I just a lot of different philosophy how you run this truck series. I mean, the Cup deal, you get your deal, and you run 95%, and you make your truck or your car better, and then you go like hell at the end. These guys go like heck at the start, man. It's a lot of fun, and we made some changes on the truck. Started out pretty loose, and we've got a lot better. The long runs is real good. We're 7th now, and we're not done yet.
This is one of our longest races of the year, Kenny, too, with this many laps. So I'm just curious about your strategy from here to the end. It appears we're going to get the rest of this race in. So what would be satisfaction for you today? What would make you happy for a finish?
Just keep passing trucks.
Yeah,
just keep.
That's all you got to do, right?
Keep passing trucks. Yeah.
6 to go for Kenny Schrader. He's 7th right now, guys.
Yeah, Ray, we had some fun. Well, thank you, by the way, for helping us have some fun up here in the booth. That is some amazing skipping there that you've been able to do, Ray. You've really had a big weekend on Fat Albert on Friday and now skipping in the hail in Kansas on Sunday.
And Rick, you know, the memo that I didn't get about before going to Fat Albert is that you're not supposed to go to a concert the night before and stay out really late. But I thought a C-130 ride was going to be real smooth and easy. Those big transport planes can't be very nimble, right? Man, that was absolutely amazing. And I've got a great new admiration for all of the guys in the armed services that fly those planes in and out of dangerous situations. It was an incredible ride, and yeah, a little fun skipping down here, but I'm telling you, it is gorgeous right now. I think they can drive this track off. We're going to get it all in.
Ray, what concession line were you waiting in at that concert?
Well, no, never mind, Adam.
The jet dryers have made it onto the racetrack. Again, the service vehicles will be making their way around. We will try to dry this 1.5-mile racetrack and get back to action. Again, 53 laps remain in the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. Amazingly enough, the sun is beating down on this racetrack, and NASCAR is hoping that they can get this race restarted in just over an hour. So we're under a rain delay situation for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 from Kansas Speedway, Kansas City, Kansas. Again, a big storm passed through, marble-sized hail. It rained hard, but now the sun is out and they're drying the track. Welcome back to the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. If you're just joining us, you might be saying, what a beautiful day it is in Kansas.
Well, I'm not just joining us, and I'm saying that because it looked like the world was going to end about a half an hour ago, and it's the most beautiful day ever right now.
It is very, very nice over the racetrack now, but you can see the dark clouds that have passed through here, producing a lot of rain and hail. But now that is out of the way, and they are drying the racetrack. We'll go trackside to Adam Alexander.
A number of drivers have had to live through eventful days this afternoon at Kansas. Eric Almirola, one of those. But the good news is, under red, you're in the top 5 and an opportunity to still work on your truck a little bit.
Yeah, we're not exactly where we want to be right now, so we got one more pit stop to try and get it. We put ourselves behind the 8 ball early, coming down, working on it, trying to make it better, because as soon as the race started, we knew we weren't where we needed to be to try and run with a 33. So we came down pit road, and then I got myself in trouble passing early on a restart. So we've got our work. We've had our work cut out for us, and we finally got back in the top 5. So hopefully we can work on our Graceway Pharmaceuticals Toyota Tundra and get it back up there to where we can maybe run 2nd or 3rd. I don't think we're good enough to beat the 33, but we still got one more stop.
It's been a wild day. Never know. Thanks, Eric.
You know, the nice thing is, with only 53 laps to go, everybody can make a pit stop. They're all going to be in their window. We won't have to have any pit strategy. We'll see what happens man to man.
And the thing these guys need to hope is that the weather, the rain, what it's done to the track affects Ron Hornaday, because he's got the dominant truck, and they're not going to beat him head-to-head.
Adversely.
Exactly. If it hurts his truck, and they're all down there huddling right now trying to come up with a plan to beat the 33, and it's going to be a difficult task.
They're going to continue to dry the racetrack, and we will go to alternate programming. You can watch Sounds of NASCAR here on Speed as they dry the racetrack. We'll give you an updates at the top of the hour. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to Kansas Speedway. It's been a half an hour since we talked to you last, and things happen really fast here in Kansas as we're trying to get the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 back underway, as we just have 53 laps remaining in this race. When we went away a half hour ago, this racetrack was soaked, and they say pretty much washed out. Well, then they put the jet dryers on the racetrack. The service vehicles went onto the racetrack. They went to work, and a lot of this racetrack is that lighter gray now, which is amazingly dry on this racetrack. So it has happened very fast. The temperature is 70 degrees, the sun beating down, helping out the drying process. So we're going to stay right here with you as they continue to dry the racetrack, and we'll talk to some of the drivers as well as crew chiefs. You see the blue skies in the background, which really is amazing, because again, about 45 minutes ago, it was raining so hard we had marble-sized hail. They called everybody off of the top of softball in your eyes, but they called everyone off the top of the press box because the storm they were coming through. It washed out the racetrack. They put the red flag out, and then all of a sudden we're 45 minutes later and this track is almost dry.
They've made amazing progress. Usually a mile-and-a-half racetrack, you got to figure an hour and a half, 2 hours. Certainly. Wayne Otten, our series director, came over and said, we're going to shoot for 3:30 local time to get this thing refired. And we're saying, okay. But anyway, he's on schedule. We still have 30 more minutes before that deadline. Now, you know, the 90% of the racetrack is dry. They've got a few areas where water's running underneath the wall. We've had so much rain here so quickly, and also on the front stretch on the grandstand, that those are the things that are going to take a little extra time, but amazing progress.
And it's fun to watch. I mean, I had no idea that they could. We went down and took a break, had a Diet Coke, and came back up and looked out, and the track was dry with the exception of some small areas around the racetrack. So I think it's very realistic to think these guys are going to be back in their trucks and ready to go in another half hour or so.
And the neat thing is we're going to have a 50 or a 51 or whatever lap shootout here. Everyone's going to come to pit road. They're going to make their final adjustments, their final tire change, and then we're going to have at it here for about 50 laps. It's going to be a little shootout. This was a 167-lap race, and it's going to come down to a 50-lap shootout.
Yeah, you know, when they threw the green flag, we had some cautions early, and guys came to pit road and adjusted their trucks, raised the hoods, changed the way the front ends were setting on the springs and in the corners. All that's out the window. You better make sure you're right now because, like Phil said, it's a dash for the money, and they know that 33 has